Hey guys, welcome back to Loft Sports. I'm Tyler.
I'm Seth.
Today we're going to be doing our AP Top 25 reaction poll. Yeah. Associated Press released their poll today for the first time. Very excited to get into this. But first of all, please continue to like our page on Facebook and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Comment with video recommendations you'd like to see. And as always, trash talk is welcome. All right, so today, AP poll. Yep. Lot bigger deal than the coaches poll because until the College Football Playoff Committee's first rankings in October, this is what we have to go off. What are some of the takeaways you had?
Just kind of starting, it's kind of easy to just look at it and go kind of a rundown by the conference. No surprise, SEC heavy in the top 10 like always. They got 4 teams in there. Big Ten has 2 teams, ACC just the 1. When we're talking top 10, it always starts with the SEC. Dominating there as usual. Yeah.
Alabama, of course, very highly ranked. LSU, Georgia, no surprise there. And then Florida coming in at 8th. I don't think too many people are surprised by that. A lot of people expecting a big year from the Gators.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, Clemson, number 1. Not really any surprise at the top of the poll.
Yeah, I think that top 10 is pretty much where everyone would see him at.
And then Oregon is the first team outside the top 10. I was surprised there are 5 Pac-12 teams ranked.
But none of them in the top 10.
None of them in the top 10.
That just goes to show you how the perception of the Pac-12 is. It's like the AP is like, we don't trust any of these teams really.
Yeah, and they're very heavy in that middle range, and then rounding out the top 25, they've got Washington State and Stanford toward the back. Your Huskers made the crack. What are your thoughts there?
I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. I mean, yes, there's a lot of media hype going on with Nebraska and everything like that. They were the Big Ten Riders, picked to win the Big Ten West. But the reality is they were still 4-8 last year. I think that shows more of the perception of Scott Frost as a coach and Adrian Martinez as a quarterback than necessarily probably where we're actually at right now. But I'm happy to see us ranked. I'd like us to go out and prove it. But I kind of was almost hoping we weren't ranked just for that little extra chip, that extra motivation, everything like that. But it's good that we're starting to be perceived nationally again as a ranked team.
Actually, 3 Big Ten West teams made the cut. 2 others were receiving votes. Northwestern and Minnesota didn't quite have enough to crack the top 25.
Yeah.
But Wisconsin as high as 19. Little interested by that, considering they don't have a quarterback with any experience.
They're going to have a new quarterback this year, or at least a new quarterback from the standpoint of taking a lot of snaps. Still have Jonathan Taylor. I think that's just more of a we trust who Wisconsin has been over the last decade.
That culture is in place.
Exactly. But a 7-5 year for him last year. A weird loss to Minnesota, a team that they really should have had no business losing to. Definitely a down year for them, and it's surprising they're ranked that high. Like we were saying, it's probably just more the culture in Jonathan Taylor.
So is there anybody in the top 25 you feel is ranked too high?
That I feel is ranked too high? Penn State is up there. I think they're at 15 or 16, 15, 16, somewhere around there. And I just don't, I don't even think they're really going to have, I could see them not finishing in the top 25 this year. So the fact that they're a top 15 team is a little bit surprising to me. That was my biggest one, really.
Okay. Is there anybody outside the top 25 that you think has a chance, dark horse obviously, to make a playoff run?
I mean, I think the obvious one there is Miami. They're not ranked. That's kind of surprising considering all the hype around them.
Kind of starting over, though. New coach. Tate Martell did not win the quarterback job. So.
That's true. That is true, but they still have one of the nation's best defenses.
They do.
And a schedule that is easier than most in a conference that's less competitive than most, too. I think they have the best chance to make that kind of dark horse run. I think some of the other teams, look at Missouri, the SEC is just too loaded. TCU, I don't trust anybody in the Big 12, really. And then you look at Northwestern, a team that was in the Big Ten championship game last year and could very well, a few other things gone their way, they almost could have been in the playoff discussion in a few cases. So those are really the only teams I see that were dark horse worthy.
I think Miami, of course, as you said, Missouri with Franklin at quarterback, and then I I really think TCU. Kelly Bryant. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
TCU, because the Big 12 is so weak outside of Oklahoma and Texas, if they can just beat one of them, they might find their way in the Big 12 championship and maybe with an opportunity to maybe get into the playoff. But, okay. All right, that's going to wrap up our thoughts on the top 25. We'll catch you guys next time. We're going to do our Week 0 preview for the games kicking off this Saturday.
Week 0, it just sounds funny.
It does. But that means there's college football.
Absolutely.
This is Loft Sports signing off. Brown cow.
Okay, bye-bye.
This is Loft Sports signing off.
Bye-bye.